Just last week, Salvia Divinorum was featured on the Dr. Phil show, as well as another show called The Doctors. Now, the premise of both shows was to warn parents about the latest dangerous and risky behavior that teenagers are getting involved with. Unfortunately, both shows made deceptive statements about Salvia Divinorum. Now, while there can be some risk in exposing the developing brains of young people to mind-altering substances, that doesn't justify using scare tactics to protect them. Here are a few clips.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, a drug as potent as LSD. But it is legal. The warning signs to look for before your teen tries it, even in your straight-A student. Today, we are going to talk about some of the risky and often illegal things your teens could be getting mixed up in. And so many of you that have teens and preteens are concerned about what's the current trend today. How could these kids be putting themselves in harm's way? Now, every day in the headlines, it seems like there's another story about a dangerous trend or some inappropriate activity that teens are involved in.
Teenagers emailing nude photos of themselves or other teens to their friends, either by cell phone or the internet. The punishment may surprise you.
17-year-old Michael Wixon was sentenced last month to 10 years probation for sending nude photos of underage girls over the internet.
Possession of child pornography is possession of child pornography, whether it's a minor that's possessing it or not. It's a crime.
Kids play the game by making themselves or someone else pass out. They do it for a brief high.
What they don't realize is that they're playing with their lives, risking headaches, brain damage, even death.
It's called Salvia, and it's perfectly legal to buy, even though some say it's as dangerous as LSD.
Salvia's exposure on websites like MySpace and YouTube have made a whole generation aware of it.
Completely distorts your perception. I can see how people could lose their minds and do really dumb stuff.
Well, what you were just looking at were some teens that are high on something called Salvia Divinorum. Now, here's the deal. Let me show you this. This is Salvia, and this is Salvia, and this is Salvia. We decided to do this show. I mentioned to my producers that I'd like to have some to show you parents what it is. It took them less than 30 minutes to leave the studio here at Paramount and go out and buy these. This bag was $40. I think these were like 20 bucks a piece or something like that. Now, what we're talking about here is a hallucinogenic, and it is legal. It's estimated that 1.8 million Americans aged 12 or older have used this drug, which is legal in 43 states. It's like LSD, except anybody can just walk in and buy it. Now, teens aren't just smoking, snorting, or drinking this drug. They're recording themselves while getting high and then posting the videos of their trips on YouTube. So I want you to look at some of the clips that we found online. Now, the first girl is waving her arms and flailing around after she gets high.
As long as you can.
Now, this boy gets high and then just falls to the ground. This boy is being taped by another friend while he's hallucinating. And this girl just falls over on the couch. You'll see her. She's smoking this stuff. It takes just a matter of a few seconds, and then bang, down on the floor. And this girl is just waving her hands while she's getting high. So what's the appeal? All of this waving and flailing, and you can barely understand anything being said. So you got to wonder, why would they do this? Well, it doesn't take you long to answer that. I mean, it's something different. It's something new. It's something that's kind of on the edge, and teens like to be on the edge. Now, Rebecca is a mother and high school teacher who says she's concerned about her 16-year-old son, Jerry's salvia abuse.
Salvia has become such a part of Jerry's life that all he does is eat, sleep, play video games, and smoke. I am worried about how salvia will affect his brain. Jerry has been in the 9th grade for 3 years. He hasn't made any progress. As a school teacher, I'm concerned about his grades, and it's frustrating me. The worry about Jerry progressing from salvia to harder drugs like cocaine and heroin because it could lead to his death.
Dr. Phil, you could put the bag away because that's not what the kids are smoking. They're smoking extracts, which is a much higher concentrated form. But anyway, the main problem are the fact that the kids are actually abusing it. And although we aren't seeing any real problem in society as a result of that, now the real problem to be concerned about is the type of situation represented by the guest on the show. That rare exception of a teenager who uses salvia out of boredom and a parent who does nothing to get her child engaged in more worthwhile activities. Instead, Dr. Phil tries to focus on salvia as being the problem. Over and over again, the show makes a statement that salvia is addictive.
I usually only smoke salvia at home because it's pretty intense. I sometimes think about quitting salvia, but like I said, when I'm bored, that's what I do. I'm like addicted to it.
So far, this story seems like a concerned mother with a son who is addicted. You are using a drug that impairs your brain to the point of lack of contact with reality, distorting to the point of actually having visual hallucinations, which are consistent with the most extreme forms of schizophrenia. So that's how far out this is taking you in your experiences, and you're giving it to your son. And you say it's taking away his motivation. It's certainly contributed to it. You say he is addicted to it.
How do I know if he's addicted, and how do I know if he needs help?
Well, I'm going to tell you that he is, and that he does, and we're going to get some professional help to intervene in this and see if we can unravel it some. Okay? Seriously, right away.
Now, the show The Doctors also featured salvia in the same deceptive way.
Parents, listen up. Today's show could save your child's life. This is salvia. It's a hallucinogenic drug that's smoked, and it's actually legal in 38 states, including right here in California. Teens are doing it every day, and it may be putting their health in jeopardy. So today, for the first time on television, we're going to show you exactly how dangerous salvia really is.
Disturbing teenage drug trends. This is a show every parent must see.
This is salvia, hallucinogenic drug that's smoked.
It's like LSD. It's legal. And once you're hooked, you can't get clean without medical help.
My body. Oh my God.
See if these kids have really kicked their habit.
No more lying. No more hiding anything.
We're actually going to go ahead and test you right now.
Once you're hooked, you cannot get clean? That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, the thing is, the show featured other drugs that are truly addictive, so any statements made to that effect apply to those drugs and not to Salvia Divinorum.
Dallas police say the cheese heroin problem in the city's public schools has exploded.
Are like most of your friends like always up?
Yeah, most of the time.
It's one of the cruelest drugs around, devastating lives, and now there's a new form that appears to target teens and kids. On the street, teenagers are calling it Strawberry Quick.
One of my friends had taken about 60 Xanax bars. They found him the next morning. He just passed out. Didn't wake up.
There's a warning for parents today after a popular local high school girl died of an apparent overdose of cold medicine.
It didn't make me want to stop. It just didn't make me want to do what he did.
We'll meet those teens later in the show and tell you the surprising warning signs you need to be on the lookout for. Strawberry Quick, cheese. These are dangerous drugs these kids are doing. One of the biggest new drug trends right now is a hallucinogen. It's called salvia. You know, you can go to your local smoke shop or go to the internet and buy it. You know, chances are you probably haven't heard of it, but you need to, because what's most shocking, this is an LSD type drug and it's legal.
Oh my God, it's so cool.